A few months ago, we made a video covering a feature that Uber has been beta testing in select markets. That feature being that you won't see the drop-off location or details when a ping comes up on Uber Eats unless you've accepted at least 5 out of your last 10 deliveries. In other words, it's another way of saying if you don't have a certain acceptance rate, you're not going to be able to see the upfront details before you accept the ping. As you can imagine, drivers didn't really respond positively to that. They basically were saying it was a huge step backwards, that they don't like this, they would consider not driving for Uber Eats. And me personally, I agree with everything that was said. I think it was a huge step backwards, and we should probably be brainstorming other ways to get carriers to take deliveries, but not going backwards. Well, it appears that Uber has actually paused the testing of that feature in select markets due to looking at driver feedback. Yes, you heard me correctly. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, this is Elijah with the RideShare Guy, and in this video we're going to be talking about Uber pausing a certain feature that we've discussed already based on driver feedback. Now for those of y'all that don't know the situation, you can check this video out on the screen where we go into detail as far as why Uber started testing this out and what drivers thought about it. But the summary is that Uber started hiding the upfront details, such as showing you where the customer drop-off location would be in select markets as a test to see how it would perform. And I'm guessing that it didn't perform that well because they're pausing it in select markets. But the reason that they're pausing it is pretty interesting. According to Uber, they're pausing it based on driver feedback. Now, this is important because a lot of people think that these companies aren't really listening to drivers like we speak and they don't listen. And this is a good example that that's not necessarily the case. They do take what we say into consideration. That's why it's very important for us to voice our opinions so that they'll at least know when we agree or disagree with a feature, how much we like it, how much we don't like it. If we don't say anything at all, how are they supposed to know? So we're going to hop over to my computer and take a look at the Twitter post which kind of sparked this, and we'll be taking a look at what the Reddit community has to say about this. Okay, so we want to give a shout out to Pico 210 Texas or TX because he did tag us and let us know about this on Twitter. So we're going to read, holy crap, he tags everyone. Uber Eats drivers actually won for now in parentheses. I knew this feature would bite them in the butt. I couldn't agree more. I mean, this is literally going backwards. And I said in my first video, this market is a market with a lot of competitors which don't have any interest based on what we've seen. They don't have any interest in hiding information, so you're not going to be able to get away with this. So let's scroll down and look at the screenshot. It says upfront update on upfront addresses and accepting trips, and then this is obviously sent to his inbox. We have paused the feature that shows or hides upfront pickup and drop-off addresses based on the number of trips you accept out of your last 10 requests. We appreciate all the feedback that has been provided. That's key, all the feedback. And we will continue to evaluate how the feature impacts the experience of carriers and customers. Thanks, Uber Eats. Well, it's pretty simple to me. It impacts the carriers negatively, and ultimately it's going to impact the customers negatively when some huge exodus is caused and a bunch of carriers go to other platforms. Other platforms don't do this, so there's consequences to trying to reintroduce this. It's just my personal theory, but if there are issues with carriers taking orders, the solution should be something else. It shouldn't be trying to hide information. I mean, those days are long behind us. So let's move on to the Reddit post. And this Reddit post will be linked in the description below if y'all want to take a look. So someone is asking in the Uber Eats Reddit community, did Uber finally stop the 510 upfront addresses BS in the Tampa Bay market? I don't see it anymore. So that's a little bit of a confirmation that they've at least paused it in some markets, in this case, Tampa Bay. But let's read some of the comments that people have put. So CVN74EM says still have it in Vegas. Gary Hespin, sorry if I'm butchering your name, says, yeah, I just checked mine and it's still there. I won't deliver until they remove it. I can respect that. Enzo Baker says, I am in Tampa. I just got the 510s to get upfront addresses requirement yesterday. And that day, that was yesterday, was the 7th of February. I was so, peeved that I didn't deliver today. Just check my UberEats app and the 510s requirement tab is gone. Hope it is gone forever. So that's a more confirmation that this should be gone, at least in the Tampa Bay area. Okay, Lechi 7980 says supposedly we complained enough that they rolled it back. Maybe if we do it harder, they'll implement $7 to $10 base pay. Well, here's hoping. I definitely wouldn't have a problem with it. King Eagle 45 says, I'm Seattle over, never seen it once. Is it there and should I worry about it? Well, King Eagle 45, if things keep going this way, I can confidently say you probably won't, but just keep your eyes open, I guess. Someone even says in the comments, I would sleep with 2 eyes open if I were you. And the final comment we'll leave is from Moilo this bit. Some of these Reddit names are pretty interesting. Mine is gone as of this morning, was there yesterday. Market is TB, which stands for Tampa Bay. So overall, it looks like it is still in some markets. Just like Milo says, I'm in Charlotte and unfortunately still has it. So some markets are still testing it. Some markets have removed it. But the key thing to remember is, according to what Uber said, this feature was removed or at least paused. I suspect it's probably removed, but paused because of feedback the drivers directly said. So that's why it's very important for us to have these type of discussions, because believe it or not, these companies actually do listen to us, whether it be here on YouTube or your messages or Twitter, wherever you're giving that feedback, they are listening to it. So in conclusion, Uber has paused this testing of this feature in certain markets, while other markets still have it going on. But they have decided to pause it based on driver feedback, and that's why it's so important for us to have these type of discussions so that the companies can know exactly how we feel. Whether that be on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever it may be, we need to give that feedback so that they can make plans around that feedback. But now I want to ask you, are you in a market that was testing this feature and now it's gone? How do you feel about this? Are you in a market that still is testing this feature? How do you feel about that? And if you're like me and you're in a market where they didn't test it at all, how do you feel about this whole scenario? And also, how do you feel about the fact that they paused this feature in some markets based on driver feedback? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we drop another video. We publish new videos every single week, so subscribing is a great way to stay updated on various strategies, news, tactics, and information about the gig economy. This has been Elijah with the RideShare Guy. Be safe, be profitable.